You're listening to the September 6th, 2017 reading of Blossom Goodchild's channeling with the Federation of Light.
Greetings, O enlightened ones. Art thou in a good space? Of course you will be, for I believe you cannot be anything but.
And you would be correct, for we are of love, and therefore can be of nothing else.
Yet I am also of love, aren't we all? Yet I don't always manage to remain in a good space.
Yet, of course, you will. Are you not far more advanced in this than you once were?
Oh, indeed. I used to be a right misery guts. Speaking of which, I've recently read a fascinating book called The Medical Medium, Anthony William, a must-read, wherein he states that the main bulk of one's spirit resides within the guts, hence the saying, I had a gut feeling, I didn't have the guts, my gut told me, etc. And therefore, it's fitting to make sure our gut is working well in order for our spirit to function to its highest capacity. He suggests drinking fresh celery juice every morning. It works. Would you agree with this?
Yes, indeed we would.
I always thought that the spirit resided in the heart space. Sort of.
Your feelings would amount to residing there. Yet the source of energy, that is your spirit, is fundamentally hanging out in the gut.
Struth, I can think of better places for such a beautiful thing to hang out in. Thank you for that confirmation.
You are most welcome. And we are aware that when we used the word energy, there are quite a few questions that have arisen from friends that you would like to address.
Indeed. Thank you. Okay. Could you share with us how to amp up our own energy field?
The proviso being that one trusts in themselves and the art of imagination. For indeed, this imagination that you all have been gifted with, as White Cloud always explains, is one of, if not the most powerful tool that you possess. To amp up your energy, you have to visualize, imagine yourself being full of it. Simple as that. It is directly connected, fits in with the law of attraction, in that you have to feel, imagine the feeling of being of high energy, even when you are at your lowest. If physically you are unable to move around well, or are feeling particularly drained, this does not stop you from being able to imagine yourself being full of energy. In order for it to then take place, you have to create that which you want through thought form, and then feel it come to life throughout your entire being. And then, dearest friends, sit back and watch it manifest. As we have said before, it is not of benefit to imagine yourself, to see in your mind's eye yourself being of great energy, if you do not partake in the feeling of that vision. If you want to be happy, then visualize yourself happy, and within that vision, experience what happiness feels like. This applies to all one's needs. Use your imagination. Play games in your creativity of that which you desire. To amp up your energy, image in plugging yourself into a device out there somewhere and watching the battery recharge, the same as you do on your technical devices that you now possess so many of. Don't forget about yourself. Plug yourself in. Turn up the wattage. Amp yourself up. Amp equals a magic power. You see? Have fun with it. And may we add, breathe. Breathe. Many of you already know to do this when in need of an energy boost. Yet, for those who don't, try it. Just breathe in deeply, in the knowing that you are amping up your vibe. Close your eyes and see what color you see. Does it need refreshing? Does it need a smell of roses to add to that vision? Does it need to go from gray through purple to metallic blue to get you to where you desire to feel? Play, 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 dearest friends. Why are little ones happy most of the time? Because they play. Take a leaf out of their very intelligent book and play more in all that you do. Do we not always speak of the game you are in? Play the game, yet play also within the game. And the next question is?
A tricky one for me. A gentleman kindly wrote in to explain to me a little more about frequencies and electromagnetic frequencies, etc. Not my field, as you know. He wondered if you could be more specific regarding this subject. He was talking about hertz and megahertz, etc. Oh, joy. And was asking more on these lines as to what you mean when you speak of higher frequencies.
Are you ready?
Will I ever be? I will try as hard as I can to shut down my left side. And go.
The frequencies that we are speaking of resonate at a much higher resolution than one normally works within. As the gentleman predicted, we cannot give you a number or numbers, because when we speak of such things, out of your atmosphere, they go into a different mathematical alignment from that which you know to be mathematics.
Me or scientists? Two different things.
Yet a perfect explanation for what we are speaking of. That which even the most proficient of scientists ponder over is very different from mathematical frequency levels that are in use elsewhere. Depending upon atmospherics, everywhere, anywhere, there is different coding to coincide with the availability for the mathematical energy to be received.
And you've lost me. Yet continue.
Therefore, for now, to keep your brain from exploding, Blossom, and to keep this conversation in line with where we want to go with it, as new higher energies, frequencies, enter in, on, within a new higher vibrational magnetic, it changes the format of the coding that was once in place upon your Earth. This scenario has been taking place continually, because continually higher energies are entering in. They marry with the coding that is within Earth's display, and then divinely recode to balance out and blend upon within. The coding, the mathematical coding, shall we say, for want of explanation in words that do not suffice, sees to itself, for itself.
What, like a massive computer?
A computer it is not.
Then what could possibly work by itself in this way?
Divinity.
So are you saying that all mathematical coding, which I'm realizing over the years is what things are based on, is driven by God, divine source, whatever word sits comfortably for each individual that knows of its existence?
We are.
And the question from that, which is begging to be asked, is, although I don't want to go there, how were numbers created?
Through energy. The same way that all things are created, through energy. Think of a bright spark on your planet in human form. Their intellect can prove to be aware of much more than the average Joe, as you would put it. Then think of the divine source energy, at the top of the peak performance, the ultimate. That energy created all that is, all that ever will be. To form coding in order to allow function of energy is beyond intelligence of any other than divine energy itself.
So is all energy floating about within mathematics?
No.
Help, I'm sinking.
You are very much afloat, Blossom. We would like to say that after a certain level, above and beyond, mathematics are not required. Energy becomes itself in purity. It does not need to be coded and recoded to adapt to what is where. Yet, this is too involved to get into at this marker.
I'm secretly pleased about that. Thank you. I'll continue on as there's time to ask about the way myself and many appear to be feeling within these higher energies that are filtering through. I'm certainly not one to follow the fold, I don't think. And yet, I have to say, since the eclipse, my, oh my, have I been feeling different. In a way I just cannot seem to put into words. Someone mentioned they felt like they were in two dimensions at the same time, and although I cannot say that is how I feel, it could be how I feel because I don't know what I'm feeling. Just different. Very much more present, yet at the same time outside of it all. Can you shed light on this for us all at all?
That is exactly what you are doing, Blossom. Shedding light out of, through you. It is an automatic response coming from you, due to the level you have now walked into. You are different now from that which you were. We have expressed you will note the amping up, the change over the next few months, and this that you feel will become more apparent and more of the same as you walk deeper into the newness of it all. You will discover more and more of, about yourselves, that, how would we say, make you giggle, for it is such fun. You will discover the true meaning of living. We are aware that the lady who wrote in regarding feeling as if she is in two dimensions at the same time was experiencing acute headaches and dizziness. This is what we would know to be as adjusting to the higher frequencies. Not everyone will experience this, yet they may experience similar effects. We would say perhaps to think of it as a higher pressure that is changing the very way you think due to the higher energies, frequencies, power, adapting themselves within you, and your very self also adapting to them.
So are we in two dimensions at the same time? Is this possible?
Blossom.
Yes, I know. All things are possible.
Yet, we would suggest that rather than being in both at the same time, you are jumping in and out of both. With one thought, you are in the old, and with another, you are in the new. And it is very obvious, depending upon the thought, which one you are in at any given time.
If we know to be in this 3D upon Earth as one dimension, where is the other one?
The same place, yet on, of, within higher frequencies. And once a frequency reaches a certain requirement, level, it moves into the higher grading of itself, and into the next dimension. Very much like when in your education system, you remain in a certain class and learn many levels of different subjects, and when complete, you are moved up to the next grade.
Again, thank you. I feel we're done for this session. Superb. Thanks a lot. Loving you.
We are more than happy to assist in ways that we know to be beneficial to each one. In love and gratitude to all who reside upon your planet. We have so much to thank you for.